Let us take next example. Ram divided a sum of rupees 3,873 among his 3 sons. His youngest son got 35% less than his oldest son, who got 35% more than his second son. Find the share of second son. In this question, the total amount is 3,873 rupees. This amount is divided among 3 sons. So, oldest son, second son, youngest son. Let us take or represent oldest son by O, second son by S and youngest son by Y. Now, let us look at the relationships. Youngest son got 35% less than oldest son. Youngest son got 35% less than oldest son. Who got? Here, who is nothing but oldest son. Oldest son got 35% more than second son. Let us look at once again. Youngest son got 35% less than oldest son and oldest son got 35% more than second son. Let us take the second son as 100. So, oldest son will be 35% more. So, it will be 135. Now, youngest son got 35% less than oldest son. So, 35% less means it will be 65% of the value. So, 65 by 100 into 135. On solving this, we get 351 by 4. Now, it is better to avoid fractions. So, to avoid this 4, to remove this 4, we need to multiply each of these terms by 4. Here, 135 into 4, 540. This will be 400. 4 will get cancelled. Share of youngest son is 351. Now, what is their total share? We need to add 540 plus 400 plus 351. The total share we are getting here is 1291. This 1291 is given as 3873. Find out the share of second son. What is the share of second son? 400 is how much? Be careful friends. Don't write immediately 100 is how much. The new value of second son is 400. So, we need to write down 400 is how much. On solving this, 400 into 3873 by 1291, I get second son share as 1200. This is the share of second son. We can also solve this question using your ratio concept. We can solve this question using your ratio concept. Let us look at the question. Youngest son got 35% less than oldest son. This is the condition given. Let us take youngest is to oldest. If old value is 100, oldest son value is 100. Youngest son is 35% less. So, it will be 65. On solving this, this will be 13 is to 20. Now, what is the second condition? Oldest son is 35% more than second son. Let us take oldest is to second. Second son value, if I am taking it as 100, oldest is 35% more. So, it will be 135. On simplifying this, we get 20 and 27. Now, if you see here, youngest is to oldest is 13 is to 20 and oldest is to second son, the ratio is 27 is to 20. If you go back to your ratio concept, if you remember your ratio concept, here it is in the form of A is to B and B is to C. If you know A is to B and B is to C, we can find out A is to B is to C. See here, youngest is to oldest is to second son. A is to B is to C. This is 400, this will be 540 and this will be 351. These are the ratio of youngest is to oldest is to second son. So, what are the total number of parts here? 1291. This is equal to 3873. Find the share of second son. Again, be careful friends. Don't write 540. 540 is oldest son. We want share of second son. Second son here is equal to 400. So, 400 is how much? On solving this, we get 1200. Next question. In a company comprising of 2400 employees, 45% are female employees and 54% of total employees are below 35 years of age. Of the employees who are below 35 years of age, 25% are female employees. What is the number of male employees who are more than or equal to 35 years? Let us write down the data given in the question. There are total of 2400 employees. So, total is equal to 2400. Out of the total employees, 45% are females. So, females 45%, males will be 55%. Total should be 100%. If females are 45%, males will be 55%. 55 percentage of 2400, that is 1320, and females will be 1080, that is 45% of 2400. Now, out of total employees, he has given 54% are less than 35 years. Less than 35 years, 54% of total employees, that is nothing but 1296. 54% of 2400, that is 1296. In this, he has given females are 25%, then males will be 75%. The question is, how many are the number of males who are more than or equal to 35 years? Let us find out males here. Males is 35%, sorry, the males are 75%, that is 3 by 4 of 1296. This is nothing but 972. We want males who are having more than or equal to 35 years. Greater than or equal to 35 years is nothing but total males are 1320 minus 972. This is equal to 348. So, number of males who are greater than or equal to 35 years are equal to 348. Now, the same question we can represent in the form of a table, then it will be very easy for us to understand. Instead of writing down the data point by point or step by step, it is better you represent or you make a tabular form. So, what is that we are having in the table? We are having male employees and we are having female employees. Then again there are two categories, less than 35 years, the second category is greater than or equal to 35 years. Let us put that given data in the form of a table. The total number of employees given is 2400. Out of this total number of employees, females are 45%. 45% is nothing but 1080. These are the total number of females. And total number of males, females are 45%, males will be 55%. So, 55% would be 1320. So, total number of males 1320 and total number of females 1080. And he has given the employees who are having less than 35 years is equal to 54% of total employees. So, 54% of total employees that comes around 1296. So, less than 35 years, the total value is 1296. Out of this 1296, he has given females are 25%. If you solve this 25%, it will be 324. Now, total is 1296, this is 324. So, number of males will be 972. We need to find out this value. How many male employees are there who are greater than or equal to 35 years? Total male employees 1320 minus having less than 35 years, it is 972, and subtraction we get this as 348. If we represent in tabular form, the confusion will be less and we can find out all the values and we can answer the required answer. Next question. Mr. Alok spends 18% of his monthly income on house rent, 26% on food, 12% on clothes, 8% on education, 6% on travel, 18% on medicine, and saves the remaining 1800 rupees. What is the total expenditure on education and medicine together? Let us write down the given percentages. Mr. Alok spends 18% on house rent. So, house rent he is spending 18%. Then he spends 26% on food. Food he is spending 26%. Then he is spending 12% on clothes. 12% on clothes. Then he is spending 8% on education. Then 6% on travel and 18% on medicine. So, what is this total expenditure? If I add all this, this is equal to 88%. Total expenditure on house rent, food, clothes, travel, medicine, everything if I add, it is 88%. So, income will be always 100%. If I am spending 88%, that is our expenditure is 88%. So, our savings would be 100 minus 88, savings is equal to 12%. In the question, the savings are given as 1800 rupees, he is saving rupees 1800. So, this 12% is equal to 1800. Now, what is the question? Find the amount monthly expenditure on education and medicine together. Education is spending 8%, medicine is spending 18%. So, 8 plus 18 total is spending 26%. So, 12% is 1800. So, 26% would be how much? On simplifying this, we get 3900. Next question. Manideep gave 20% of the apples with him to his father. He gave 30% of the remaining to mother, 50% of what remained to his brother and kept the remaining with him. What percentage of the total number of apples he initially had does he now have with him? Let us take the total number of apples is equal to 100. Total number of apples is equal to 100. Manideep is giving 20% of the apples to his father. So, 20% of 100 is 20. So, he is giving 20 apples to his father. So, 100 minus 20, he is left over with 80 apples. Then he is giving 30% of the remaining. It is not 30% of total, friends, it is 30% of remaining. That means, whatever apples are left over, in that 30% are given to his mother. So, out of 80, 30%, that is 24 were given to his mother. 80 minus 24 is 56. Out of this 56, he is giving 50% of the apples to his brother. So, 50% is half. So, half is 28. 28 were given to his brother. So, how many are left over now? 28. These are the apples left over with Manideep. Now, what is the question? The question is, what percentage of total number of apples he initially had? He have now. Total initially he had 100. Out of this, how many are left over? 28. So, what is the percentage? It is 28%. We can also solve this question using a other method, that is a second method. Total apples are 100. Out of this 100, he is giving 20% of the apples to his father. So, instead of finding out how many he has given to his father, if he is giving 20% to his father, how many apples are left over? 80%. So, out of 100, he is left over with 80 apples. Out of this total, he is giving 30% to his mother. If he is giving 30% to his mother, how much he is left over with? 70% of the total apples into Out of this, he is giving 50% to his brother. So, out of this 50% is giving to his brother, so he is left over with 50%. On solving this, we get this as 28. So, he is left over with 28, this is nothing but 28%. Next question. The population of a city increased at the rate of 20% every year for the last 3 years. If the present population is 2,03,904, then what was the population of the city 3 years ago? Let us say the population of the city 3 years ago is X. Every year the population is increasing by 20%. That means after first year the population will be 120% of X. This is after 1 year. Again after 1 more year, this value will again increase by 20%. That means 120% of this value. After third year, again it will increase by 20%. So, into 120 by 100 is equal to population after 3 years, it is 2,03,904. On solving this, we get X is equal to 1,18,000. This was the population of the city 3 years ago. Now, we can also calculate present population is given, we can find out the future population. Similarly, present population is given, we can also find out the past population. We can represent this using formulas. Let us look at here. Present population is given and is asking you the future population, that is population after 2 years, after 3 years, after 4 years, after 10 years. The formula is X into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. The same thing we are doing here. X into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. X is present population, R is rate at which population is increasing, and n is number of years. Now, X into each year it is increasing by 20%. So, it will be 120 by 100, I need to find out for 3 years. So, 120 by 100 whole cube. So, X into 120 by 100 into 120 by 100 into 120 by 100. Now, if you see here, this formula we will come across in simple interest and compound interest. If you remember, this is the formula to find out amount under compound interest. Similarly, if present population is given, we can find out the past population, that is population 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The formula would be X by 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Do not worry, if you cannot write down directly 120 by 100 into 120 by 100, we can also use the formulas to find future population and past population. Next question. Raju spent 30% of his income on medical bills, 10% on mobile bills, 2% on power bill, and the remaining amount he invested in insurance, groceries and entertainment in the ratio of 13:9:7. If the amount spent on entertainment is rupees 84,000, then find the amount spent on all the bills together. Let us write down the given data. Raju spent 30% of his income on medical bills. Medical bills 30%. Then he is spending 10% on mobile bills. Mobile bills he is spending 10%. Then he is spending 2% on power bill. So, power bill he is spending 2%. So, the total amount spent is 42%. This is the 42% is total spent on bills is equal to 42%. The remaining amount he is investing in insurance, grocery and entertainment in the ratio of 13:9:7. What is the remaining amount? The amount he is spending here is 42%, total will be 100%. So, 100 minus 42, this is 58%. This 58% he is putting into insurance, he is spending on insurance, groceries and entertainment in the ratio of 13:9:7. Now, look at here friends, 13 plus 9 22, 22 plus 7 29, that is total number of parts is 29 is equal to 58%. So, how much amount is spending on entertainment? 84,000. Entertainment is 7 parts. So, 7 parts would be how much? 29 2s 58. So, here it will be 7 2s 14%. So, 14% is spending on entertainment. This is given as 84,000. Now, what is the question? Find the total amount he is spending on all the bills together. Total amount spent on all the bills together is 42%. So, 42% is how much? Simple calculation, 14 goes 3 times here, 14 3 is 42. So, if you multiply by 3, you will get 2,52,000. This is the total amount he is spending on all the bills together.